Hey, what's up guys, this is Katie Cloudy and the next Galaxy Unpacked event is right around the corner and we're expected to see the next Galaxy Note, which is the Galaxy Note 7. The Note 7 because it's technically the 7th Note, otherwise it shouldn't be in the Note 6, but either way we have plenty of time to speculate, so without further ado, let's get into it. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'll just rant out the specs at first and then give the reasoning why each spec is as it is. So starting off, we'll have the Snapdragon 820 or the Exynos 8890 depending upon where you live, 6GB of RAM, a 5.5-inch Quad HD or a 4K display, at least a 3600 mAh battery, a 12MP rear camera with an aperture of f1.7, SD card storage expansion with an onboard storage of 64GB, a new S Pen with new features in TouchWiz, and speaking of TouchWiz, we'll have Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow, not Nougat, and then we'll have USB Type-C, and lastly an iris scanner and also a fingerprint scanner. And judging by the leaks, this is what the Galaxy Note 7 will look like. Now that looks like Galaxy Note 5, and it is true, Samsung is going to take a lot of design cues from the last year's Note 5. And also I wanted to point out that the Galaxy Note 7 might have a 4K display because in the website it explicitly states that it's going to have a better VR experience. Now it might not have a 4K display, and the better VR experience might refer to a new Gear VR, which is totally possible, but I think there is a slight possibility of having a 4K display since Sony is doing it and Samsung should do it as well. 6GB of RAM is because Samsung never stays behind the competition, and at this moment in the RAM department, OnePlus is ahead of Samsung and Samsung is going to top. And also I don't think that Samsung is going to have the IP68 certification from the Galaxy S7 and the Edge, mainly because there is this socket for the whole S Pen and that's going to create a hole, and if they cover it with waterproof materials, you might have IP68 certification, but I don't think it will happen because they are carrying last year's design. And also, speaking of last year's design, and also USB Type-C, and the rest of the stuff is pretty basic, but at this point Samsung doesn't seem to take a lot of risks with the Note 7, and it seems a bit odd, but I think that if they come out with a product like this, it's going to be tough to beat the S7 sales and have but either way, judging by the spec sheet and also the design, it seems to be a disappointing product already because it's nothing too different than the S7 or the S7 Edge. It's just the only thing which will be different from the S7 is the pen. So I think it will be difficult to topple the S7s and the S7 Edge's sales numbers, which are actually pretty high. The iPhone 7 is going to come out soon. The Moto Z is around here, so the competition is a bit tough right now, and let's see what happens. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.